Hey guys, this is Bree Tobias with Art Supply Guide, and today we're going to talk about craft paints. Craft paints are water-based paint, just like acrylic paints. The only difference in them is that they are more thinned down with water, so they don't have that heavy, thick body that a lot of our acrylic brand paints have. Craft paints can come in different sizes and as well as a lot of different colors. In the larger size bottles, they're 8 ounces and you can get a wide range of colors. However, if you really want to have a diverse array of colors, you can get them in the 2-ounce bottles. And the 2-ounce bottles here are kind of the more, I guess, popular ones because they carry so many colors in the line. And I actually feel that if I'm working in smaller surface areas, that the smaller ones are a very good investment, because over time I find that these paints tend to separate and they tend to dry inside and create globs. So they really don't last for many years if you're not using them up in a timely manner. So that's another reason why I would really prefer my acrylic paints to a craft paint. For doing fine art painting on canvases and things like that that are to last for many years and have constant exposure to natural sunlight from your windows, I would highly recommend acrylic paints. But these, however, are really good for other various projects. I like to use them for outdoor crafts when I'm making things for the holidays, for the yard, Christmas and Thanksgiving. When I make a lot of signs, I like to use them for that. They're great for ornaments. I've even gone as far as to do face painting with craft paints. So they have a lot of great uses. They come in a lot of different finishes. You can find them in metallics. You can find them in glossy and outdoor. You can find them that stick to multi-surfaces that are also weatherproof, like terracotta and concrete. And you can also get some that are great for metal. So today we're going to work with some of these craft paints. We're going to use them on some surfaces and find out how well they mix and how good they actually look on a finished surface. So let's get going.
here is a quick demonstration of an acrylic craft paint painting on a piece of thin wood. This is a piece of craft wood that I picked up at my local arts and crafts store. It is very thin, and it looks like it's a pine or any other, maybe a lightweight wood. I don't think it's balsa. It doesn't look as put together like a plywood. Anyways, I used the craft paints to first demonstrate some brush strokes just on a piece of heavier weight mixed media paper. And you can see here, this is just one layer, but you can kind of see the amount of transparency the paints have because of the increased paint to water ratio. With an acrylic paint, you're going to get a thicker, heavier body, and it does go on a little more opaque depending on the colors that you're using. And then because of its liquid ability, you can get nice fine line work with it, and see how, you know, with a small fine tip brush what you can get. You can also load a flat brush with a color on each side and do like a variation of colors that tend to blend as they're applied to the paper. So there's a few examples there of how to quickly practice brush strokes and blending with the colors, and then we moved on into the painting. And for the painting here, for the sake of being rushed, the subject matter is very basic, and I have to say that I did come across some difficulties with the paint while doing this painting. If you look very closely here at the orange flower, right in there around this petal on the top, there's a little bit of bleed there, and I came across a small chunk of paint inside the liquid paint. So the blue had a little chunk in there. I didn't realize it when I picked it up on my small brush, and it became very difficult to lift it up. I had it happen a second time over here on this petal, and after trying to correct it and cleaning my brush, I actually got a little bit of bleed here on the very edge of that petal, if you can see that. And the bleed actually comes from just too much water in my brush when I went back into the paint. When you paint on wood like this, I do recommend using a type of a sealant product to prevent the bleeding. You can use Liquitex Matte Medium, and that is, it's kind of like a more fluid, clear acrylic base. So it's a plastic base like your acrylic paints, except there is no pigment in it, and it does act as a sealer to allow the paint to stand up on top of the wood. So that is my demonstration with the craft paints. And again, if you want to do just some quick, simple craft projects, they're great as long as you are keeping in mind that over time they will develop chunks inside of them. They will not last forever. You need to get certain kinds that are going to be weather resistant, and if they are constantly exposed to the outdoor elements day in and day out, I have seen that after some years your paints do tend to crack and fade, and a protective polyurethane may help prevent some of that fade as well. So with that, I do recommend the craft paints for specific projects that are appropriate for them. And if you haven't ever tried them before, definitely get them out. The more you mess with them, the more you try blending with them, the more fine line work you practice, the better you will get. And that's about all we have time for today, and come back next time and I'll show you our next demonstration. This is Bree Tobias signing off with Art Supply Guide.